Before I discovered Brian Stelter, he was just an unknown television host on a weekend show on a failing cable network. But thanks to me, he's now a big star. As you know, I introduced this little-known man to an audience of millions, turning him into a living meme, bringing joy to people across the entire internet. And now Brian Stelter parodies are becoming just as popular as that jealous girlfriend meme. Here he is, calling in to the Anthony Brian Logan show.
All right, caller, who we got?
Hello, I was going to wish you a pleasant evening, but I'm very worried about the tenor of the conversation. So, I think you must know me. This is Brian Stelter of CNN's Reliable Sources. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I think you should be ashamed of the show that you put on and the way that you, as a person who represents an endangered community, you enable this horrible person who is destroying all the norms that our country was built on, that have brought us this far under our previous president, Kenyan Jesus.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that was the case, so I'm glad you've been able to inform me, Mr. Brian Stelter, Little Brian.
This guy did an entire hour-long stream as Brian Stelter playing Magic the Gathering.
I'm trying out this really neato game. It's called Magic the Gathering. It's brand new. It just came out like a week ago.
Even Mark Levin has joined in on the fun.
Then there's Brian Helter Stelter. Now, Brian Helter Stelter, this guy's no ratings whatsoever. No ratings whatsoever. And look, you can make fun of my voice, but his, I'm like, my voice is like Frank Sinatra compared to this guy. You know, some right-wing websites out there. Oh, yeah, they're all out there, the right-wing websites. And I'm an objective reporter over here.
Little Brian Stelter is the media analyst, guru, reporter at CNN.
The president is using mind control.
The president is using mind control. I'm not kidding, little Brian Stelter. Trump is using mind control. But I'm going to tell you, because I'm Brian Stelter, that we need to do things like take Logan Paul off the air.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how to react right now.
This guy did a parody of Captain Kirk and the rest of the crew of the Star Trek Enterprise, happening to stumble across a CNN broadcast featuring Little Brian and wondering what the heck is going on. And of course, the great meme maker Carpe Donktum, the Banksy of social media, created a parody of Spaceballs depicting Dark Helmet as Little Brian.
What happened? Where are they? I don't know, sir. They must have hyperjets on that thing. And what do we got on this thing? A Cuisinart? No, sir. We'll find them, catch them. Yes, sir.
He's now the House eunuch at CNN, announcing proclamations from his tiny king, Jeff Zucker.
A lot of what Fox does in primetime is resentment television, making you resent liberals and others. I think all of this matters because it's about decency and standards.
It's about decency, cries the eunuch. We must have decency.
And in case you missed it, earlier this year, the official Facebook page of Tucker Carlson Tonight posted a video of one of my voiceovers of Little Brian. Even veteran journalist Ted Koppel ripped Little Brian to his face.
You can't do without Donald Trump. You would be lost without Donald Trump.
That is what he says. Ted, you know that's not true.
CNN's ratings would be in the toilet without Donald Trump.
You know that's not true. You're playing for laughs.
Recently, Little Brian had a cult expert on his show who assessed us Trump supporters and decided that we're all in a cult and need to be deprogrammed.
The word cult has been popping up more and more. Thinking back 2 weeks ago on this program, Anthony Scaramucci talked about his claim that Trump supporters are in a cult. Just last week, Dan Rather said he thinks support for Trump is increasingly cultish. And this weekend in the Washington Post, Trump critic and Republican strategist John Weaver said the GOP is not a party anymore in the traditional sense. It is a cult. None of them are mental health experts. Stephen Hassan is. He's out with a brand new book called The Cult of Trump. He has first-hand experience escaping the Unification Church back in the 70s, and he's decided to write this book because he believes there's something seriously wrong in our politics.
So I define a destructive cult as an authoritarian pyramid-structured group with someone at the top who claims to have total power and total wisdom that uses deception and control of behavior, information, thoughts, and emotions to make people loyal and dependent and obedient followers. So for me, the issue of between an ethical, healthy cult where you're free to think and free to leave versus a destructive cult, I am referring to Trump's organization and followership as a destructive cult where people are being fed propaganda and they're not being encouraged to think for themselves. They're not being encouraged to really explore and look at the details and arrive at their own conclusion. Much of what they're hearing is emotionally driven, loaded words, thought-stopping and thought-terminating type cliches like fake news or build the wall or make America great again.
You do know that the name of his show is literally Reliable Sources, right? Even the always serious Brit Hume, the senior political analyst over at Fox News, is piling on to little Brian, encouraging people to read the replies from one of his recent tweets because he was getting ratioed so bad. And in case you're wondering, little Brian did not accept my challenge to offer a $5,000 bet to charity that my book would reach higher on the Amazon bestseller list than his. And with Christmas coming up, it'll make the perfect gift, so order it in paperback from Amazon.com or click the link in the description below. And today's the last day to save 20% off of any of my shirts by using the promo code SAVE20 at the checkout at markdice.com. And also is the last day to order the silver foil designs for the Oh Wait What's This shirt and the America First design. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and use the promo code SAVE20 at the checkout and check them out!